Yo, I'm looking for end of days, no spading of the week and no rest for the wicked, the next Lucifer. And I ain't using any metaphors anymore. Legends of demon trick-or-treating at heaven's door. Quote the raven nevermore, forever. I'm a professor, professional pen and devil door. Body trapped within an artificial man. The ram using sheep as my sacrificial lambs. I'm a predator, preying on the gullible emperor. Dwelling in the depths of hell, the death messenger. Man with no name, pro-Satan, antichrist.
Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host, Tom Kwei here. We are celebrating a new release in the world of battle rap. You know, someone that I'm a huge fan of, you're a huge fan of. Pamphlet was on the show recently. I'm not sure when this episode is coming out, but recording an episode doing our ideal dream, the ultimate UKBR event between us. And we had to have this guy on, of course. Legend that is Respek BA. How's it going, man?
It was cracking, bro. Yo, where was I on your card, though? I bet I was like opening battle or something.
You were like fourth in. You opened the second part. So you battled Soul.
Wow, you know how I usually have a torture method already fucking rendered in my head to bestow upon you if you say something disrespectful. I don't actually have one tonight, but I'll tell you a story. Right. One time G-Dash said, mate, I'm going to throw a cup of acid in your face. And I said, that's fine. Because as my face is melting, I'll pull it off, stick it to your face, then strangle you to death while my screaming skeletal face is pissing blood into your face, wearing my face as a mask. And that's what you two deserved, to be fair. But I wouldn't let you hit me with acid, so we're all good. Anyway, what's good in the hood, man? Yeah, I've got an album out.
I mean, we've been talking about this album for quite a while, I think. You were waiting on like getting the actual production back, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Yeah, I had this album recorded like 2 years ago. I wrote it in a month. I recorded it in 2 weeks. And then Character, the gentleman who does all the cuts and all the production, works differently to me. So he took his time with it. I'm completely cool with that. Obviously, it was hard not to be like, oh, I just want everyone to hear this shit. But at the same time, I respected the way he worked was different than the way I worked. So I just had to sit back and let everything fall into place correctly from the music to the artwork and that, just to get everything right and not rush it. So yeah.
And at the time of us recording this is fresh out. This is 58 minutes, 15 songs, new weapons. You know, absolutely what you want if you're a fucking Respek BA fan. And I'm really excited to go through this. Like, seeing it come out finally, even though the verses were quite old, that must have been such a great feeling to be able to release it at last.
Yeah, mate, it's cool to actually see other people vibing off it and getting feedback from it. Because obviously I've known it was there, I've known every verse, I know every song, and it's just good to see other people experience it for the first time again. That's cool.
And, you know, one of the things that I enjoy so much is the references that play throughout the album, and we do get an Outer Limits and Twilight Zone reference on different songs.
Of course, and Black Mirror, which is like the British Twilight Zone song.
Outer Limits, I mean, you mentioned, you name a song after it, like.
Sorry. Yeah, Outer Limits, yeah. Mm-hmm. And Black Mirror, I pretty much. And Creep, and the Crypt Keeper gets a reference, which is Creep Show. So I'm all about these short little 20-minute fucking anthology horror things, mate. That's my shit. Yeah,
I like that sort of stuff that you come through with, and then more kind of angular sort of the Death Before Dishonor. Like sonically, how would you describe this album? Because there's such a tone throughout. Through the scratches and the samples and the kind of murky beats and the lyricism, like, you know, what is it to you?
Well, I've always liked, how would you describe it? You could describe it as like dark but musical or fucking evil or threatening. I've always liked boom bap, but a specific type of boom bap. Like DJ Premier is one of my favourite producers of all time. But about 50% of his beats, while I appreciate they're still dope, just aren't my type of beats because they're slightly too uplifting or jazzy or chilled out, like, you know, that sort of chilled out hip hop. And I fucking completely respect that. But me personally, I don't know, mate. I've got electricity in me. I like fucking badassery, threatening shit. I like MOP. Fucking Tupac, DMX, all that good shit, you know. So, so dark boom bap is my favorite type of music. So, Character, hit me up and he was like, yeah, I'm a fan of you as an MC, check out my beats. And I'm so picky with beats normally. Like, normally I'll get a beat tape off a producer and say it's like 20 beats. Producers hate me because say it'll be like 20 beats. I'll say, yeah, I like number 7 and I'll maybe do something with number 12.
Okay.
And you know, I'm so picky and it's just my taste. And the first time Character sent me a beat tape, it was like 12 beats and I liked 9. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's incredible. And I said to him, like, yo, straight up, mate, there's like 9 fucking tracks on here I'm proper into. But obviously, he said he'd be happy to give me a couple beats, like, just as a hookup before we started talking money or whatever. And I was like, but I'll be honest, I like fucking 9. And he was like, well, yo, man, I'd be completely up with doing a full project with you. And I was like, boom, I was just about to ask you the exact same thing. So that's how that came about, mate. Yeah, so to answer your question, I'm getting into the whole origin story just to help describe it sonically, which was your question. But yeah, to cut a long story short, it's just that dark, threatening, badass boom bap, which complements my fucking elite level lyricism, and that's that. When you're a ninja, you have to rap over ninja shit. You can't be rapping over bluesy, chilling on the beach shit. It's not what I do.
And one of the trademarks of that sort of dark boom bap style are the samples in the first 20, 30 seconds of each song. You know, we get some woo stuff there. We get a lot of soliloquies and a lot of, you know, really awesome rhetoric. Like, is that in conference between you and the producer? Is that something you decide, or?
Well, basically, part of the reason for that is, if you know about, I don't want to fucking patronize you, but right. Like, you know, hip hop started with it being about the DJ. I don't know if you know this. The MC was on stage complimenting the DJ. That's how MCing started. So it was always big up the DJ, blah, 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 blah. And then over time it became about the MC, obviously. So it's a throwback to an old school hip hop mentality that I wanted to have on the album, where like that was his opportunity to talk through the cuts he selected. So, yeah, that's him talking on the choruses.
And one of the things that I find interesting throughout the album, I mean, we mentioned the references before, another marker in terms of themes, admittedly quite a minor one, but in quite a few songs, you mentioned battle rap. Yeah,
man, because, you know, I was aware, like, I wrote this album maybe just after fucking Serious Jones or something, or just before Serious Jones, I think. And, you know, I was aware I'd came back and I'd made an instant impact, so I was aware that certain new battle rap fans might be listening to it, and some of my peers who are battle rappers might be listening to it. So, yeah, I wrote it aware of that situation, but I wasn't trying to make too much about battle rap. What I wanted it to be is a testament to what I've always been. This is what I've always been like. This is how I've always written. And not to say that I haven't improved, but always with this mentality and intent. And this is just, I just wanted this to be the ultimate testament of the fact that, like, on a beat, it is truly hard to fuck with me, like, bar for bar. It really is. And it's not arrogance, man. I just wanted to prove it. I just wanted to be like, all right, if it's easy, beat that. Really beat that. Not just with these soft half-ass bars that fucking these know-nothing fans fucking, oh, woo, we did that with that. I'm talking like proper bar, punchline, punching power bars every fucking track. I don't know. This was just, that was my intent anyway. Whether or not it turned out like that is for everybody else to decide. But my intent was to show that, like, yeah, on my day, this is the sort of bars I just come up with.
It's so relentless. Like, there's so many bars that could have been giant haymakers in battles that are just on this album. I know it's a weird way to look at it as a kind of battle fan rather than just appreciate the music for what it is, but yeah, the quality of the writing for it. As I said, it's pretty much an hour of straight punchlines.
Yeah, mate. Like I just said, I wanted this to be an absolute testament to the fact I just have unlimited bars and not just passable bars or half acceptable bars or bars that would go over with a certain type of crowd, like dead up top of the food chain, top of the pyramid, elite as fuck punching power all the time. That's what I was trying to display anyway. I think there's a difference in punching power and punchlines. Do you know? We've had this conversation before. You know what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm. And you know, one of the songs that plays testament to, I mean, they all do in a certain way, but as an all-out assault, the second track, Shadow of Death, you know, both in terms of its production and your performance on that, like, it's some of the best stuff I've ever heard from you.
Thank you very much, mate. What in particular did you like on Shadow of Death?
Well, there was the calling in sick, the boss have to phone it in and start acting ill, and just the delicate attack of the swooning strings and the kind of electric beat in the second verse as well. Like, had you ever wanted to do hooks yourself? Have you done them in the past?
Yeah, of course, mate. That's the one thing I thought is, well, people are going to think I can't write a hook, but if you listen to my old shit, I've got hooks all over it. You know, I'm completely comfortable writing hooks, and but yeah, I made a purposeful, calculated, stylistic choice to give the choruses to the DJ, because I love them hip hop records, mate. When MCs just spit some raw bars, it doesn't even need to be punchline shit, regardless of my particular style. I'm a huge fan of fucking New York, you know, fucking street shit over boom bap, and like, that's my favourite genre. So just people talking real shit over boom bap, or anything, just like, if they do it right. Yeah, I love that shit, man.
I mean, yeah, throughout it is just so impressive. Like a song like Murdered as well, I think the beat stands out there. Very spooky and ominous, very well put together. I mean, in terms of you writing these things, you said you wrote them so quickly. Like, is it just just easy for you now? Like, is this no challenge or?
Well, no, I don't get writer's block, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just disciplined, and I think I've got a good. I fuck knows, mate. There's no other way to say it except, like, all I know is I've worked fucking hard at my craft for years, and if this is the outcome of it, that this is the way I write now, then that's that. Anything else would just sound arrogant me trying to explain it. But yeah, this is just how I write. This is the level I write at, mate, all the time.
And was there ever any thought to get a guest MC, or was it always going to be a solo project?
You know, I was just like zoning off the beats so badly. I was completely up for guests, but then, like, before I knew it, I was like, "Raw, I've written 3 verses to that." So, you know, and it was the same with every track. Then by the end of it, I was like, "Nah, you know what? It's perfect. It's just me and him." This whole guest appearance shit is like, you know, if it's my crew, or if I'm in an environment with other MCs for a few days and there's a studio facility access, then it's different. But if it's like forced, I don't like that shit. Like, oh, I bet I hit up so and so and so and so for features, unless it's like you're representing with the MCs you actually are cool with. I don't know. Nowadays, I don't see a point in it. Back when I was younger, I thought it was cool to get on a track with certain people and that, but I don't know. I just like, this is my music. Don't know. I want to say exactly what I want to say on it, bro. And as much as I have so much respect for my fellow MCs, all of them, even if they're not styles that I particularly would write like, the MCs who are fucking proper as writers, you know, I would love them to be on any project, but it just so happened that they didn't happen to be on this one. So it just is what it is, mate. But I was quite happy with it in the end, it just being me and him, me and Character on the beats and me on the vocals, man.
Yeah, it creates a real cohesive whole, and with your style as well, it kind of works in this singular delivery. I mean, you know, you work on this really aphoristic style where you're playing on a lot of known phrases and tropes and stuff, but just twisting them in such a certain way, kind of like the beats as well, kind of undermine this idea perfectly. But even stuff like, you know, build modern art with lost body parts, I think that's on Outer Limits, and the real reason body bags have zippers on the inside. Come back to life at midnight.
Well, I don't know. What would you call them sort of punchlines? Is it just imagery, or am I turning things around?
Not necessarily those ones, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, but
I don't know. To me, it's just like I just thought, like, if I'm thinking of things and I get something like that, if I think it's dope, it goes in, basically. Like, there's a lot of misogyny on there. There's a lot of fucking murder. There's a lot of shit I say on that, but it's all based around lyricism and wordplay. So
yeah.
So to me, it's just all about things being as dope as possible.
But there's also a real brevity to it, a real precision, and eye for detail, I think, just in the quick bar that works really well. Even like body bag zippers on the inside. It's just quite a powerful image, I think, and quite a close image as well. And
Thank you, mate. I'm detailed because the devil's in it.
Yeah. I mean, blazing moon rocks on the pale blue dot. That blew my mind.
Yeah, big up Carl Sagan and Corrupt's Moonrock weed brand.
Oh, nice. I think
for that particular multi.
The Van Allen radiation belts get mentioned on that.
You try face yourself, but don't take it well, like you're standing in the Van Allen radiation belts.
That's a geeky reference. I love that reference. Yeah.
Well, that whole track's about fucking. Well, do you know what that track's about? When you hear it.
What was the meaning again?
Well, it's called The Devils Are Moving to Mars. Human beings are the devils, and soon we will be moving to Mars, spreading the great virus that is humanity to another planet. And to me, the whole basis of that song is, what the fuck are we doing thinking about going to Mars and populating that for when we still ain't figured out our basic issues we have down here, sort of thing. Yeah, that's the whole vibe of that track. Yeah. So yes, I use a lot of metaphors with science, but it's not geeky to like science, mate. If you're an atheist, science. If you're an atheist, science has to be an interest of yours. I think that's a fundamental component of being an atheist.
And I mean, the album as a whole, like, it is just this. I mean, are you going to tour this at all, or?
I'll do gigs, but. I'm not an organised guy enough to have a tour. Like, I need a fucking manager or something, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've always thought that, mate. I'm just so slack like that, mate. I just realised we're getting comments and shit. So my apologies to everybody if I haven't been responding.
Yeah. Sorry, Ricardo Lewis. Yeah, thanks for the donation, man. Respek BA, your battle with Jones was phenomenal. He says.
Thank you very much, Ricardo. Tried my best for you lot out there, as always.
And we'll get to the question shortly, but I just want to ask for my own interest. Like, you're at the Unit 11 premiere, is that right?
Yeah, man. Suited and booted. I had the silver Punisher skull on my black tie. I was like fucking John Wick's arch nemesis or something.
And, like, I mean, how was the movie?
Mate, I love it, but it's my boy's fucking movie. Yeah, but trust me, you need to see it, man. The fact that he got done what he got done with no money, you can't help but be fucking impressed by the scale of it, with the fact that there was zero budget. It's an incredible achievement, bro.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I remember him on the show before talking about having to dub so much sound and doing all these retakes. And I mean, there's like a 7-year-old shot of Mark Grist on it and stuff. And
Mark Grist's in the comms room. He's the guy. That's just before one of my voice cameos.
Right.
I played it. I did the Russian fighter pilot, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Russian fighter pilot in that shit, man. About to launch some nukes, so Mark Grist needs to intervene or some shit.
Well, I mean, is it going to be video on demand, maybe?
I've been speaking with Theo about that. I don't really want to divulge what his plans are, but I think for the moment he's looking to, before he does any of that shit, I think he's looking to set up more screenings in different areas. So if you know any local small theatres or shit like that screen independent movies, then you can bring that shit to your city. So I think that's the thing he's looking to do next, perhaps, is set up more screenings for the movie before he decides to do anything with it digitally. But I'm not 100% sure.
And in the comments, KW Music saying, man, I'd love to hear a Possessed and Respek BA collaboration at this point in time, because BA is just killing it.
Well, thank you very much, mate. But unfortunately, Possessed just not that fucking on music anymore. It's very tragic, because obviously to this day he's still so highly regarded for his contribution to battle rap and Rhyme Asylum's 2 albums, contributing to the history of British hip hop. But it's just this is why I'm terrified to have a serious relationship with a female, bro, because I've seen so many of my friends fall to the sword. And then, parental responsibility gets in the way, or this or that, or, you know, and then life gets in the way. And I'm trying like fucking Neo to dodge these life bullets. I'm trying to work to live and still have time for, you know, this creative shit. And yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it is. It's very hard to have a job and a life partner and seriously attempt to pursue a creative endeavor at the highest level. It's just fucking tough sometimes, man. So yeah, unfortunately, Possessed just at this point in his life at least doesn't seem to have any desire nor the time necessary to, because keep in mind he's set an incredibly high bar. He could jump in a studio tomorrow and rap some lyrics, but if he really wanted to do something, he would require, you know, the time he had before he had all these responsibilities and commitments. And unfortunately, just now, it is what it is. But yeah, obviously, because I've got to trump I'm fucking Beelzebub card, I can phone that guy and say, look, you're doing 32 bars on this song. Or at 8 p.m, the ninjas come swinging through your windows, and then he will record something. But yeah, unfortunately, you know what? I mean, I'm leaving that open, like, because me and Character are talking just now about doing a second LP. So yeah, I do have that card, and I know a lot of people want to hear Possessed back. So yeah, maybe I'll get him on something for the next one. Do some fucking sick 32 bar a piece type savagery. Destroy something.
That'd be huge. If that happened, that'd be like our fucking Cassidy Goods or some shit. Like,
wait, well, I've already got a track with Rhyme Asylum, you know, from my mixtape.
Yeah. Okay.
That track was called Back Down. I had some decent bars on that, man. I can't remember it, but I had a decent 16 on that. We all had good 16s on that, man.
Yeah, Smoggy Carl in the comments actually saying Back Down is a classic. Rhyme Asylum, all-time legends. And yeah, people also asking about Possessed as well. And then Ray K saying, any update on the Soul Battle?
Absolutely none. I wish I had something, and to be honest, also my attention is currently on something else because I'm absolutely infuriated that the Saurus battle was cancelled.
Yes. And
fuck. My bars were finished. It was booked for 6 months, 7 days before the event. It was cancelled, and that is fucking annoying, Tom.
Yeah.
Because you know, obviously the same thing happened previously with Shocks, and that got switched to Bonnie. And it's also twice in the past a battle that has been cancelled. So at this point, I just want to see that shit get rescheduled first. To me, I'm so fucking pissed off. The only thing I can see in my mind is that battle to get rescheduled and done. Otherwise, like the last few weeks, I've just been getting my mind off a battle, like doing another battle, just getting back to writing stories and shit, mate. Yeah.
That was
so
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, don't get it twisted. Obviously, I really want to battle Soul, but it's fucking I could get really angry, man, and I always try and conduct myself professionally to some extent when I'm talking to you, mate. But aside from threatening you, when I'm talking about my peers, I'm completely respectful. I just go, it's just you that I fucking always talk about killing. Which is going to be horribly damning in the court case when they eventually find your body. And like, I'm going to have to really fucking pull something out of the box. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so right now all I can see is I really want this Saurus battle to happen, and so does he. He's got the World Series of Poker, I believe, until the end of July. And then we can see if we can get that shit rescheduled for like the last third of this year some point.
Oh, and Smuggy Carl saying, what happened to Cyclone, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, half of the reason, look, this isn't for me to comment on, alright? So the rest of these guys' Rhyme Asylum questions, that you have to direct to Rhyme Asylum, because it's not for me to speak on any of this stuff, really. I don't know what these guys want me to say and do not want me to say, but at the end of the day, after the second album, Cyclone decided to he didn't want to continue rapping as part of the group, and he wanted to move on with other work and job related things that he was doing, and that was that.
But yeah, everyone go check out Back Down. I haven't actually heard that, so I'm going to listen to that at the end of this episode. That's going to be great to go back on. I mean, finally, the album, like, how can people access it, the platforms?
Oh, mate, it is currently available on all digital services. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. Like, yeah, absolutely all the major digital sites. So, yeah, man. Everywhere. And it's Respek BA New Weapons.
Yeah. And your other music, your social media, where do people find you, man?
Respek BA on Twitter, official Respek BA on YouTube. Support the four videos that have already been made for the album as well. There's hopefully more videos to come, but yeah, there's 4 out just now. So if you look on YouTube for them, they're Critical, New Weapons, Nightmare, and what's the other one? I always forget. Shadow of Death. There we go.
All right, guys. Well, again, go support this record, please. You know, we'll put all the links down below. And any physical copies potentially, or?
Hopefully, we're going to see how this digital stuff goes, and then we'll maybe do a limited run of physical copies. I was also thinking maybe at some point this year of putting, like, I don't know, some like limited edition book together with just like, because I've been writing bars for 15 years, just like all my favourite verses I've written could fill a book in it. So I'd like to like maybe do a little limited run of just like all my favourite bars and shit as well.
Yeah, and Smoggy Carl saying, looking forward to the battles. K-Double saying the album is fire, looking forward to the second one. And Ricardo Lewis saying, I don't know if I heard that right, you only had a week prep for Bonnie. If that's true, you had some artillery, epic shit.
I don't know if it was only a week prep, but funnily enough, I actually wrote my entire Bonnie battle in 3 days. So it wasn't even a week. Even if I had more than a week prep for Bonnie, I wrote that battle in 3 days. So I could have had a week prep. It would have been cool. But I believe I had slightly longer. But I was just like already re-listening to something I had memorised after a few days.
And we went through that battle and all the recent battles as well, so go check out the old episodes with BA. We even did an episode
So what's your overall feelings on the album, honestly, mate? All like promotion aside, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Like, as a fan of you, as a battler, of course, and a writer in general, this is just the next logical step. I thought the songs were beautifully produced as well, with some pretty inspired compositions from the producer. But I mean, as always, BA, like, you know, really unflinching, I thought, and just every song had a few lines where I just like really like had to rewind.
Safe. Well, much appreciated, mate. That was my intention, and I genuinely think Character's like the sickest producer in the entire planet, man. I think he's absolutely incredible, and if you pay attention to the tune, like, it's like no 4 bars is really the same. He's always got little sounds and little switch ups and little things coming in and out. Like, they're very well produced entire songs. Like, he went and reworked it all around the vocals after. Like, he would send me the basic loop, but then after he got the vocals, he would rework the entire beat around the vocals, and it shows, man. Yeah, he's absolutely incredible. I cannot thank him enough for like blessing me, because I think that could have been an instrumental and been a classic album. So I'm happy to put some dope bars on the top of it and make what we both feel, and hopefully everyone else in time will feel like is a fucking little classic contribution to hip hop in general. So yeah. And everyone do your part to help spread that shit, because I'm terrible at promotion. If you know a manager, tell him to holler me. I'm quite dope, but I'm terrible at this shit. Yeah, Tom, you need to get into management, mate.
Right. No. I can't really run a podcast, so I wouldn't want to run a Scottish battle rap legend's career. Like, don't attach me that. But
Mate, you probably still do a better job than me. You're quite organised with this podcast and shit.
No, I mean, you and Corrector weren't that organised, but the album is here finally. New Weapons, and it is pretty immaculate there. So, guys, the link's down below. Go support on all platforms. Follow BA.
Much appreciated. Yeah, if you wanna directly put some fucking dollar in my pocket, you can directly purchase that shit off the CD Baby store, or all the other digital streaming services obviously offer you it if you're already a part of them. So yeah, it's all good.
Alright, so guys, follow us at battlerapresume, get in touch with me, battlerapresume@gmail.com, iTunes is there, Patreon if you want to help support as well, as we always do. Go support Slimehouse and listen to that podcast and all the great stuff Theo is doing over there. BA, as always, man, thanks for coming on.
Yes, mate. Hopefully, the next time we talk, it's about some fucking cool battle that's happened.
I want us to recap the Saurus battle, that's what I want.
Yeah, this is what this should have been. Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Unfortunately, for the third time, on some Dorothy's heel shit, this battle has been cancelled. So fuck knows. Hopefully, it gets rescheduled. That's all I'll say. Fucking hell.
All right, me too, man. We're all hoping there. So, guys, thanks again. BA, cheers, man.
All right, nice one, man. Have a good one. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Go check out New Weapons, support, share, do everything you can as real fans of real hip-hop to help spread this shit because, like I said, I'm doing my part, but in general, I'm fucking terrible. So, yeah, big up everyone doing their part, and thank you so much for checking it out, even if you didn't like it, and if you did, much respect. I make the type of music for the people that did. So, yeah, that's that.
I hate life and was born dead, raised by Lucifer, fuck a spoon, I was pitchfork fed. My cross leaves your jaw checked. If you want a meeting of the minds, I'll send my nuclear warhead. Launch straight from the air base, even when I fail I succeed. Tumbling up a staircase, shit's looking pear-shaped. The bare-faced assassin giving my seal of approval over your airways. See me trail traces of weed smells, back to the grow, going through a weak spell. Fasten up your seatbelt cause you're dying slow. You're like lying or a crying hole when you need help. End level boss, but I've never lost. Being the best, the only message that I'm trying to get across. Fresher than dental floss, you better tell the locks there's no competition when I set it off.